Apparently, you told Katie that the only reason you keep me close is because of my real estate connections.
What?
Virtual reality.
Hi, I'm Danny Murphy.
And I'm Evan Real.
And while the fashion show went well, I think the rest of this trip went straight to hell.
This girl's just making
I've never heard her say. She has never said anything
And what
like
real
that.
estate connections?
Yeah, this was a rough episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County. Yeah, I think everyone involved kind of had a rough go. There were so many feuds going on at the same time. But which one should we talk about first?
You know what? I'm happy everyone was going through it besides Jen Pedantry because she was just smelling grass.
That's true. That's true. She's sticking her nose in the moss. And she's having a good time. She is disassociating before hellfire comes for her with the whole Ryan situation. So I'm glad that she's like leaning into the piece.
Her ability to disassociate so well makes her one of the strongest women on Bravo.
Shannon's face down. Let's get face down. I love this. I'm missing this. What if there's something good in that moss?
1000%.
Like that's a skill that other ladies should take note about.
Oh, 100. Yeah, I mean, namaste. She brings a whole new meaning. Like Teresa could never.
Never ever. First feud to discuss. I guess Shannon and Alexis.
I heard that you wanted to speak to me, but I need to let you know I'm not interested. Okay?
I'm just trying to make peace with everyone else, Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon and Alexis. So, okay, things have been heating up between Shannon and Alexis kind of separately. We don't get a ton of scenes with them together.
Yeah.
But everyone was in Sonoma, and Alexis wanted to make an effort to at least get to a civil place.
Was she after Emily yelled at her to do it?
I wanted to talk to you woman to woman. It just seems like it's getting dirty and it's getting salacious and it's getting mean.
But
she wanted to. No, but yes.
You know, we got to give Alexis some credit there.
But I feel we have to put the Emily in it because the preview for next week.
Shut up! I don't give a what you say. Go job some more, you idiot!
Yeah, that is true.
So I'm just setting all this.
Right. So like Emily brought the horse to water and she drank it. Mm-hmm. So she decided to say a little something to Shannon, Miss Alexis, and
We have to get to some resolution so that you're not crying at night, that you're not feeling sick.
I need you to talk to Shannon first and see if she's open. Ask her if we could just sit down.
Shannon wasn't feeling it. She didn't like the idea. So Shannon then went to Alexis herself because she caught wind of the situation. And she was like, I'm not interested.
I heard that you wanted to speak to me, but I need to let you know I'm not interested.
It was giving very much Danielle Cabral to Jennifer Aiden. By the way,
look like shit.
Yeah.
Horrible!
So it was kind of like an iconic TV moment. But I will say, I felt a little bad for Alexis in the moment because it never feels good to be rejected.
Whatever her decision is her decision.
Oh my God.
Especially when I do think there was a true intention to get to a somewhat better place.
It's LOL that Tamara really thought this event was going to be the space because she's like, love is love.
It's a very loving event. It might be the right moment.
It might be the moment. Love is love.
I'm like, I don't know if equality is what they were missing in their bond, but okay, the heart is there. But I do like that. I almost like Shannon kind of hit Alexis with a fake out because she's like, I heard that you've been wanting to talk to me. I have no interest in doing that. And then saunters off.
What was that?
Well, if anything, at least we got it out of the way. Like, these girls are never going to be friends. We literally just had Alexis in the studio. She said the same thing. She said they're never going to be friends. So at least like now we know, and we didn't put on a facade or any sort of mask. Like the transparency is nice on both parts, you know?
That is true. It's refreshing because it seems like a lot of things are getting lost in transparency and translation for the other girls, because I don't even know if it's Katie versus Gina, Gina versus Heather, Heather versus Katie. I don't even know what's happening with that triangle.
It's getting so confusing, but basically Tamara, ever the pot stir.
The two T's.
She makes things interesting, Miss Tam Tam. Basically what she did was relay some information to Heather that Gina allegedly told Katie, which is, I keep Heather on my good side because of her connections, her potential real estate business that she could give me.
Gina told her, you're probably right about the paparazzi pictures, but I can't go there with her because I have to keep her close. because of the real estate connections.
Which I was confused by because has Gina ever used, like, that hasn't been a thing before.
Yeah, and yes, exactly. I mean, that's what Emily said. Emily was like, she's never said that. She just doesn't really talk like that. That's not really a thing.
Never heard her say. She has never said anything
And what
like
real
that.
estate connections?
And then what surprised me then, if we're keeping that in mind, is that Heather like immediately believed it, which I thought she was like, well, if that's the case, then she's, never going to get any business from me.
Well, guess what? She lost that big time.
Like, she believed it.
And because it's interesting because when Shannon showed Heather the text with John, Heather was like, if that's true, like she didn't believe it at first. She's like, if that's true. But you're right. When Katie told Heather about that, she immediately believed it. I wonder how Gina felt about that.
I think that Heather probably wanted to believe it because then it would make sense to her why Gina, quote unquote, betrayed her with the paparazzi gate situation of it all. Because I do think that even though she and Heather have sort of patched things up, I think Heather's still really pissed about that. Because for whatever reason, she thinks that it was in Gina's capabilities to prevent that from happening on camera. When from what I know and what I understand, I think that Gina has did her best to have Katie not bring it up. Then Katie was like, you know what? I'm a new housewife. Let's start some mess.
I'm gonna be silly. But I think that's such a new housewife thing where she's like, who's gonna care? Oh. And Heather's doing full Beyonce, I care. Yeah. She cares.
But when Heather brought it up at the little dinner situation, was it a lunch, a dinner?
I'm like,
a
you guys
party?
are flying in 3 hours, but you were getting, I was confused about that.
Yeah, but anyways, there's some sort of cast meal where Heather brings it up, and it almost seemed like Heather was like very excited to have her mic drop moment with Gina, but Gina fought back. She fought back hard.
She went Long Island.
She was like, this girl's lying. This is not what I said.
You told me on that phone.
She's just making up. This girl's just making
And then it seemed like there was a clarification about what was actually said.
Because that was when Heather, did you hear Heather like whisper like, that's not what was told to me?
What is it that she said?
Heather and I are close. She helps me with my career.
That's a nice thing to say, though. I don't understand why would you be mad about that?
First of all, Heather does not help me with my career.
Where she was like, oops, I didn't know. Because the thing where it came out was like, oh, Gina just looks at Heather as like for business advice and like really like commends her. And Emily's like,
can help with her career.
Yeah. And Emily
which is
like,
different than I keep you around to use your contacts. Yeah.
And that's when Emily was like, isn't that nice, Heather? And Heather's like, I didn't know.
But in Katie's defense, I don't like that she incorrectly relayed the information. I keep my relationship tight with Heather because she helps me with my career. I don't go against Heather because she helps me with my career. Yeah. Can somewhat translate to
it's different.
It's like it I think it could be perceived as a synonym for she has contacts that can help me. Because how does one help with one's career? By sharing contacts.
And etc.
Yeah.
So I mean that is kind of the thing where maybe also everyone has different thesis statements when they're writing their essays for Housewives. And Gina's like, no, my thesis with Heather was she can help my career. And Katie's like, what I interpreted from that was something a bit different.
But then everyone seemed to end the meal on a good-ish note. I mean, I know Gina and Katie were still like pushing and shoving each other and saying, no, you stop it. No, you stop it.
Yeah, that was...
And then Jen Pedranti, I think, was like, stop it. Like,
meet up with you already, so stop.
You stop.
I can't
Don't hit me anymore. I'm weak.
Both stopped. We're both gonna stop, right?
We're all stopping.
we don't really see her get frustrated often. And she was like, please, enough.
She's like, everyone be happy. We're getting on a jet. Like, she probably was like, I don't want any turbulence on this plane.
She's like, Gina's going to put her beret back on and start reading me with a croissant in front of her if we don't get her situated.
And she's just I want the leftover lifestyle bowl from Chipotle that Ryan got the kids. Babe, you got them takeout? I fucking love that, Jen.
I love her.
What'd you think about the fashion show?
What did I think about the fashion show? Look, I love it when the housewives get creative. Mm-hmm. I love following their business endeavors, and I do love that the proceeds from the sales of these fashions went to a good cause. Mm-hmm. However, my only issue is that I think Heather purposefully gave Katie the least flattering outfit. And although Katie can make anything work, and she's a beautiful girl, and she looks good in anything she puts on. I just know for a fact in my heart of hearts that she put together pieces for Katie that didn't quite make sense. Yeah, for whatever reason, Katie didn't look the best amongst the group, and typically she does. So what's wrong here?
Also, Heather didn't walk in the fashion show.
She didn't walk.
So
in
did
the
you like
fashion show.
like that's why I'm like, why aren't you rocking your looks?
I think she would tell us that she was letting her friends shine. You know, she wouldn't want to steal their shine. Also, she's the designer. You don't see many designers walk in their own fashion
DVF,
shows.
I feel, is always in a DVF dress.
A DVF dress in the front row.
Yeah.
Not strutting down the runway. You know what I'm saying?
But they do, okay, that's true. They do like the little thank you walk at the end. But Heather is kind of, I mean, not just the Katie pic, she kind of is in some hot water. Or I'm assuming social media is going to have some thoughts about her and Emily.
Okay, so you get the big motor jacket, which is so awesome. You like? Yeah, it's good? Okay, all right, good. That is so cool.
It's oversized.
Yeah,
supposed to be oversized.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, no.
Where she's like, that's the big dress.
The oversized.
Oh, the oversized one is right over there. It's because also, as someone who's like been in dressing rooms and then like they're like, everything okay? You need the bigger size, right? I'm like, I know that my pants are like, you know what I mean? Like, if you've been in that position, you just know how much it's hell.
I've always been insecure about my arms, so when I hear oversized, it just immediately triggers like a sensitive subject for me of like, oh, because your arms can't fit into like a normal size.
Right. And also, if you've dealt with body image issues and you've been working your ass off in the gym and you've been very open and transparent about your weight loss journey and your fitness journey, and just like, I feel like for seasons we've known how that has impacted Emily.
Yeah.
So I wish that Heather would have been more judicious with the adjectives that she used when communicating.
Especially, their adjective game has not been strong the past few seasons. Because remember last season?
What was last
When she
season's
called her
adjective?
that cartoon character.
Oh, the Snuffleupagus.
Yes.
Yeah, so Snuffleupagus, big, oversized.
Nerves are being hit.
Yeah, like, let's use words like Thumbelina, Polly Pocket.
Ooh. Or just like, that sexy blazer.
Or that sexy blazer.
I'd be like,
and when she has a sexy blazer on, it's like, oh my God, girl, you like Thumbelina in a sexy blazer. Were you a Thumbelina fan? I loved Thumbelina.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
You don't know who Thumbelina is?
No.
What?
I think
you really don't know who the animated fairy princess Thumbelina, you don't know who Thumbelina is? Not at all.
I can't even picture.
Wait, I'm bringing up Thumbelina right now. You don't know who Thumbelina is,
No,
Danny?
I watched like Becker and Sex and the City as a kid.
I didn't watch that.
Exactly. Becker about like a doctor in Queens.
Wait, no, Thumbelina. You know Thumbelina. And then she dresses up as the sexy beetle and the beetles don't find her attractive. And they're like...
As a child?
Yeah, there's this whole scene where Thumbelina dresses up as a beetle because she's a little fairy and she's trying to woo. She wants... She wants to marry a beetle because she's looking for love. And so she...
Dana's hard!
She puts on her beetle costume and she's doing this like little sexy beetle dance, and then her beetle costume falls off and the beetles are like, you're so hideous or whatever, and then she's like crying in the corner like, I'm ugly.
And this is who you want Emily to be? That's
No.
worse!
Yeah,
you want her to put on the jacket and it falls off? And Dubrow just raw dogs her?
No, when she's not a beetle, she's really cute, and then she finds her
she
fairy.
has a man.
Yeah, at the end, she finds her man.
So why is she crying? She got a real man, not a beetle. Why would she even try to date a beetle?
She was like, oh, look how tiny she is.
Oh, she's literally a thumb.
Yeah, Thumbelina.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Like, I don't believe this is real.
I can't believe you've never heard of Thumbelina.
On my life.
Emily, I love you, and I think you look like Thumbelina.
I don't think I have to use that. Like, I don't...
Thumbelina's cute.
Gorgeous.
She's cute. Look how
like,
cute
why
she
do you want
is.
Emily to deal with beetles?
She doesn't have
She
to.
kind of does look like Emily.
She does look like Emily.
Wow.
If you put her next to Emily, she kind of looking like Emily.
Yeah. Oh.
We're gonna watch Thumbelina after this.
Okay, I'm
at least the beetle. The beetle.
Was it a TV show?
Was it a TV show? No, it was an animated feature.
That actually sounds like more NSFW than like my Becker viewing. Like you were watching her trying to like F a beetle.
Honestly, when I talk about it, yes, it does.
I'm like, I don't think you should watch that as a
It's not
child.
very.
Maybe that's why I didn't watch that as a kid. I was like, no.
You were like, that's too much for me.
No, and beetles are scary.
And when you see the beetle, he's honestly not even that hot.
They never are. The men you'll ruin your life for are usually never that hot.
But Emily's hot.
Emily's hot and Shane is hot too. Like they're having fun together.
Yeah, they're really cute.
But she's gonna be thumbing over Heather next week. She has some things to say, and I'm glad Emily's raising her voice about it.
Yeah, I think so too. Look, I obviously, as we saw with the Gina and Emily situation, obviously Emily was very annoyed when she was fighting with Gina during the La Quinta trip, when she was accused of turning into a not good friend because she was growing closer to Tamara, and she was shutting down. She was becoming very quiet, and you kind of saw that at the fashion show too. She was shutting down. She was becoming quiet, and Heather was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?" And then she's gonna find out what's wrong.
What's wrong? I'll tell you what's wrong. Emily's telling a lot of people things next week.
Yeah.
She's telling Heather that and telling Alexis to go F John, you effing idiot. I don't know where that came from.
I don't know either. Yeah, it's kind of sad to see how Emily and Alexis have fallen apart, because I remember before the season started, Emily and Alexis have been friends off camera for years, and she was so excited for her to rejoin the show, and then cameras went up, and then it seemed like she had a lot of empathy, sympathy, and support for Shannon, which obviously doesn't facilitate space for her and Alexis.
I wonder, because Emily and Gina are so ride or die, Emily's probably like, Gina, are you gonna vibe with Shannon? And when she saw Gina forgive Shannon, she probably was like, if Gina can, I can, because they have a lot more animosity together, or used to.
And then I also think it's easier when your literal best friend is in having that same, train of thought. You're just kind of like, okay, me too. But yeah, with it being so divisive amidst the cast right now, if you're rocking with Shannon, it's not easy to rock with Alexis.
The only one who can is Jen.
I know, she does a really good job
Heather?
with that. Yeah, Heather does a pretty good job with it.
But Jen is the best.
Yeah, Jen is the best. She's really rocking with all involved, bringing the peace, sniffing the moss.
We should be more like Jen.
We should be more like
Eating
Jen.
Chipotle bowls. God bless. She really is. She's doing the best she can with what she got.
Right.
She's that Mariah Carey meme.
Which one?
When she's like drunk on stage, I'm gonna do the best I can with what I got.
Thumbelina, drunk Mariah. Who's next?
Who is next? We don't know. We'll have to find out next week.